Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Tonight is kind of a special evening. We just put the cattle on this beautiful stockpile bottom. We've had 4 paddocks in here, and tonight they're on about 4 acres. We've got 292 head in here, and I'm telling you, folks, it's muddy out here. But there's no mud. I mean, you don't see any bare soil on the ground. It's all covered in forage. This is Kentucky 31 fescue with clover in it. This is owned by a deer hunter, and he had a solid stand of fescue in here when I leased this. And today, you can walk around it, it's about 30% red clover. And so he's drawing in more deer now, more turkey, and that's got him happy. It's got me happy because I get better gains with the clover. But when I leased this, folks, this whole bottom was solid thorn trees. And it's kind of funny, I left some. And the landowner came down here in this bottom and said, "Greg, did your chainsaw break?" I said, "You left some over there." And I said, "Ray, I intentionally left those. Those are my shade trees." "Oh," he said, "but they got thorns on them." But anyway, I talked Ray to let me keep them. We do need shade, and honey locusts grow quick. They put a bean on, a great big old bean pod, and when that pod drops off in the fall, it's really good feed for animals. It's a 39% sugar, so it's like giving them a candy bar. So we got that going on. But tonight, I got a special guest with me, and I want to bring him into view. And this is Josh from Stoney Ridge Farmer. Yep. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing great, Greg. It is awesome to be here. Holy cow. What a beautiful place.
Well, you know, you out of the blue, you just emailed me and said you're going to be in Missouri, and you're talking about maybe coming by and do a meet and greet and shoot some video. I'm like, man, that'd be awesome. So, Stoney, tell me a little bit about what you're doing. And you're from North Carolina.
Yep. So, if you guys don't know me, I'm Josh. I'm a Stoney Ridge Farmer on YouTube. My wife and I, we're kind of city slickers. So we moved. I grew up on a farm. We had about 350 acres. Grandpa ran about 120 head of cattle on one farm, and the other farm had about 360 acres. So he kept his brood cows on one farm, and he kept his beef cattle on the other farm.
Yep.
I didn't care 2 licks about farming. I didn't care 2 licks about cows. I didn't know anything. In fact, I was scared to death of them as a kid, you know.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Time went on, and I never knew that I had a calling to the land that I do, and that I have now, just a passion and a calling to the land. So I'm 42 years old. Met my wife when I was 32 years old. We started dating. On the first date, number 1 date, when I was 32, I said, "Honey, I know we're out on a date right now, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm serious about this. I want a woman that wants to grow up and raise her kids on a farm. If that's not for you, then we might as well just pack it up and leave now."
You told her that on the first date?
I told her that on the first date.
Oh my gosh. And what did she say?
"Eat your steak dinner and I'll take you home," you know. And she, you know, she got thinking about it, you know, and she owned up to me, and we ended up moving. She went back to school. She got her master's degree. We're both registered nurses. I quit my full-time job at the hospital, and this has only been announced on your channel, Greg. I quit my full-time job at the hospital about a year ago, and we bought a farm in North Carolina, north central North Carolina, foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. The land lays a whole lot like Greg's land here.
Yep.
And we bought 60 acres to start with, and then we moved on and ended up with about 200 acres. Everybody around us was selling off land and developing land.
Yep.
Excuse me. So I bought a land with no topsoil. We might as well have been trying to plant grass on the top of a concrete parking lot. I didn't know what I was getting into, really, and that's what the YouTube channel is about. It's about our journey. So about a year into it, I grabbed a camera up, went outside, sharpened the blades on my bush hog. It's the most awkward, funny video you probably ever watched, but it did good. I was pretty happy about that video, and I enjoyed being in front of the camera. I enjoyed teaching, and it led me to where I am right now. So I work with a lot of farm equipment on the channel. I do a lot of no-till drilling. We're trying to bring back the land. We're trying to take no topsoil. I had it's gonna blow your mind here, Greg. 0.03% organic material in my soil.
Oh wow.
That might as well have been trying to plant grass on the back of your cell phone case right there.
Yes,
And it just wouldn't grow.
Wow.
So we're trying to do it right. We had to hit it with some grass seed. We had to hit it with some chemical fertilizers to get started.
Something growing, yeah.
Something.
Yep.
So now we've got forage growing. We didn't have cows last year. We built our fences. We've got a huge series on fence building. Just ton. It's the most popular fence building series on the internet.
Yep.
It's been super awesome. The YouTube channel's really grown because I think people see the passion that I have for the land and for what we're doing.
Right.
We got our first cows this past December, and once we got our fences all up, so we got our first cows this past December. Last year, I probably burned through 400 or 500 gallons of diesel fuel.
Just brush hogging?
Just cleaning the land and mowing. And what we did, see out here, you're intensively, look at this cow. I mean, out here.
He's wild, isn't he?
He's a wild one. Hey, buddy. So, and this cow doesn't know me.
No.
That's awesome.
No, that cow's never seen you. That's a bull. It's a young bull. Yep.
I must have the right smell. So what we did, instead of intensive grazing like Greg's doing here, we intensively mowed. So for the last 2 years, I've mowed my pastures like this 5 to 9 times to throw that forage back down on the soil. So if you think about it, this is long-winded, but that's it. This is what happened. You think about the grass would get about 18 inches high, something like that, and we mowed it down pretty short. We mowed it down to 4 or 5 inches.
Yep.
All right, so say we mowed 9 times. That's 9 feet of forage. This is 8 feet right here.
Correct.
That's 9 feet of forage that we mowed down onto the land to feed that carbon back to the land. And instead of throwing that chemical fertilizer on, we didn't do it last year. We didn't have to do it this last year.
Yep.
Because there's more nitrogen in this air above us right now than we could ever put on the ground.
Yes.
What we did, we mixed in legumes, we mixed in different types of forage, tillage radish to bust open that soil.
The hard pan. Yep.
And that's it. So that's what the Stoney Ridge Farmer channel is about. Equipment, fun times, utility vehicles, tractors, tractor reviews, tools, different types of mowers, different stuff. So if you're researching stuff that's going to save you money on your farm and make your life easier, that's what I built the channel around. And
that's
I also
awesome.
built the channel around livestock, and we're entering into something super special right now. And I said it last week on the channel. It almost brings a tear to my eye, because this is something that's been missing in my life for so many years. It's just something super special.
Yes.
I'm just really proud to be here with Greg.
It's awesome. Really, it's been an honor to have you here, and we've enjoyed our mob move tonight. And I was, when we came into the herd tonight, Josh, one thing that you said, you walked in and said, Greg, look at them. They're all just standing out there grazing. They're not concerned with us.
Yeah.
And that's what they should be doing. They're animals, they're eating, and Josh and I are not hurting them. They're just doing what they've been doing for thousands of years. And Josh mentioned earlier in one of his videos, is like, cows are being blamed for destroying the environment.
Yeah.
I don't see anything destructive about this, do you?
Let me talk about how much. Have you guys ever gone vegan? Has anybody gone vegan for a week or maybe 2 weeks? You want to talk about gas, okay? You think that cow's putting out enough gas to destroy the environment? If everybody went vegan, how much gas would we have? Oh my cow, that's methane right there, buddy. How many people are in the United States? How many billion? That's I don't even want to say how much methane.
Well, I'm telling you, when you start eating the grass-fed meat, we've had people that we've actually converted back to meat eaters that were vegetarians. And the best story I got, and I'm going to end with that, we had a young lady here. She was very sick. She'd been sick for over 9 years. She was a rabid vegetarian. She wouldn't eat meat because she didn't like the way it was raised in the feedlots and such, and just wouldn't eat it. She came out to a farm tour. She saw her animals, and they were on green grass, and this one heifer walked up to her and licked her on her hand. And when she did, she had a daisy sticking out of her mouth. And at that moment, she said, you know what, Greg? I knew I had to eat that animal. That's what my body was missing. It wasn't getting that really good protein. And she started eating grass-fed meat, and today she's a fit of health.
Yeah.
She almost died.
Yeah.
Folks, this soy burger stuff that they call meat, it ain't meat.
No.
There's meat. There's meat. And it's
and you
being
need to be thinking about your dairy farmers too.
absolutely.
I mean, you really got to think about your dairy farmers. They're all out there really struggling right now.
That's right.
They care about the land just as much as we do.
That's right.
And they care. You'll never meet anyone who cares more about their animals and more about their land than a farmer. And all these documentaries you're seeing on TV
Yes.
that are trying to fluff it up and
Yep. Trash it.
and
Yep.
trash it and fake
Yep.
it. I mean,
Yep.
you know, they're bad farmers just like there's bad mechanics and there's bad surgeons and there's bad, you know.
Most of us care about our animals more than life itself. I mean, we're out here in the dark with a coon light on our head trying to save a calf or whatever. We will go to the nth degree to help these animals. They should live a good life. But at the end of their life, it is a renewable resource. It's been happening for thousands of years. Absolutely. And now we got these crazy people coming into trying to convert everybody to being a vegetarian. It's wrong. Yep. It's wrong, and we need to have that other side of the story. Yep. So I'm going to climb down off that horse. And Josh, it's been an awesome. Folks, go and hit that subscribe button tonight when you watch this video. Check out Stoney Ridge Farm. Same deal on that. And we're going to end up right there. Everyone have a great evening. Thank you all.